All right, welcome to another exciting lesson in the Lightning Learning Lessons series. So today we're going to begin our banner project, one of my favorite projects, and this is the first one we're ever doing in PIXLR. Previously, we've done them all in GIMP. Fortunately, you've had a few lessons to this point to kind of get used to PIXLR. So anyhow, let's get going. On the left-hand side, much like we've done a few times by now, we're going to click on Create New. Okay, we're going to make a canvas that is labeled your last name. I'm going to write Nicola, because that's my last name. But your last name is not Nicola, okay? So, if your name is Johnson, Arthur Johnson, you should write Johnson, Banner Project. If your last name is Washington, you should make your project name Washington Banner Project. Now, the size should be a width of 1400 and a height of 300. Very important. Okay, so to begin, we start with a blank canvas, all right? Now, it's blank insofar as there's literally no color at all. Now, at this point, you've already worked with the video that showed you how to work with the gradient fill tool or the gradient fill, the color fill, and the paintbrush. So at this point, you can pause the video and just fill it in with whatever colors you want, okay? But keep in mind, you want to be choosing colors that work well together. Now, I find that a lot of middle schoolers like to use colors like this, and they think that this is a good look. Let me tell you something. As the person who is grading your project and judging, I don't think that these two colors work very well together. They're both too bright. They don't have enough variety. They really aren't something that you would necessarily wear as an outfit. So why would you choose these colors as your background colors? You want to find colors that complement one another, okay? So your first step is to, let me go back. Find some colors that will work as your background. Oop, I just used the paint bucket here. Mr. Nicola. So, design your background. I'm going to choose a color, and then I'm going to choose a different color. Let's do yellow. Grab myself a paintbrush. So many different textures. Okay, and I'm going to just, there we go. Very nice. So once you've designed your background with some colors and some textures, then it's time to start including some text, okay? What's extremely important is that you have is this the rubric? You have the rubric open so that you know what has to go on here, okay? It's very important that you're including everything that's on the rubric. Now, on our photo, very quickly, to add text on the text layer, the text tool, add text, and voila, you have text. If you notice, it's in yellow, but we already have yellow on the background. You can ask yourself, should I have a font color that's the exact same color as the background? I'm sure you'll tell yourself that the answer is no, because it's going to be hard to read. So why don't we, before we even change the font or the text itself, why don't we change that to white? That'll be easier to read, okay? It's still not great, but we'll add some drop shadow or some color later on. So what's most important for your banner to say is the name of the class, okay? But it's not just going to say it, it's going to say it in an interesting way. So if we go up to fonts, so many cool ones. Ooh, dog it. Let's make this bigger. Oh my goodness gracious, that is great. If you notice, if we make it too big, it goes off the canvas. Now, you might say, we should just make this as big as possible. But wait, there are so many other things that you have to have on here, okay? Now, I should have said this earlier, but I really want to make it clear that you should definitely be following the footsteps of the examples that I sent to you, or that you looked at before you started this video. Those examples were shown to you because they were winners from the past years, okay? Those examples really stood out amongst their peers by the way that they were set up, the colors that they chose, etc. So if at any point in the process you're maybe confused about a design idea, go back and look at the examples, okay? There's a lot of great examples in there. So this is the basis of setting up your banner. We have the size of the banner, setting up your background, using the paint tool, and adding text, okay? Make sure that you're watching all the lesson videos that are on the rubric because they'll walk you through some further additions. If you have any questions, please raise your hand, or if you're thinking of a creative idea that maybe you don't know how to put together, I'm sure that I can help you out. I would love to help you out, okay? This is a very basic video about the setup, but there's a lot more on the rubric. Good luck!